Some pretty weak overseas markets like Hong Kong, for example, are leading to a tentative rally this morning in the U.S., leading into, I should say. It's weakening as we speak. I've got the Russell up right around 1%. I've got the Dow up a little bit more than half of 1%, almost 0.6 of 1%. The S&P up almost 0.4 of 1%. The Nasdaq actually down a little bit less than 0.25%. We were higher than that earlier. It's been kind of shifting around as U.S. yields rise. We're switching from the steepening of yesterday in the yield curve to flattening today. As a matter of fact, the 2s10s yield curve is the flattest since March 11th of 2020. That was as we were coming out of the pandemic-driven recession, or I should say right in the middle of it, shortest recession on record. The euro area inflation beat expectations again. Germany employment data was better than expected. But again, the big story is the rise in yields, and it could be in part because of that inflation story, that rise in yields here in the U.S. 131 yesterday on the 2-year, 142 today, 156 on the 5, 166 right now. The 10-year, 172 to 177, and the 30-year, 211 to 214. You can see in those descriptions the flattening of the yield curve. Now, we do have Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifying today before Congress. It's going to be interesting because crude oil is jumping again, close to 2011 highs, getting up as high as 112 on WTI. Wheat's at its highest level since 2008, and aluminum and EU natural gas are both at records, all of those being inputs into the inflation picture that Jerome Powell has to try and control. So you could see some very interesting testimony today. There's more testimony tomorrow. Looking ahead, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard just spoke. Tomorrow, we've got Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic and Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin speaking. In terms of data, I already mentioned more Powell speak tomorrow, but in the U.S., we've got the Fed Institute of Supply Management and non-manufacturing PMI. It's also interesting to note the ADP private payrolls came out with a big adjustment to the upside from last week. So all of that as we lead into non-farm payrolls on Friday.